enjoyed the reading material immensely.
So what's the verdict?
I am an autumn.
Interesting.
Isn't it?
Good morning guys, we are starting off this autumnal bookish vlog from beautiful Notting Hill, and of course had to stop by Blank Street. So they've got 2 new autumnal flavours out. I already tried their banana bread last week, which I really liked, so I thought today we could try the new apple flavour together. Sorry, the lighting's not the best, but you can kind of see there's what looks like a little bit of cinnamon, I'm guessing, at the bottom, and some sort of spices, but cheers. I've had a few sips and I've mixed it in, and overall it's quite a subtle flavour, kind of giving like the inside of a McDonald's apple pie, but very subtle. I honestly think if I didn't know what this flavour was meant to be, not sure if I would have guessed apple, and I kind of had the same issue with the banana bread. Home now, and I ended up buying 2 things for my bookshelves, and the first one was from Primark, as you can see from the bag. And honestly guys, when I saw this I just knew immediately I had to buy. How freaking cute is this? Shiny little ghost with a pink pumpkin on top. This was £5. This is going to go on my little bookshelf here. And then the second thing is for my main bookshelf. So I really wanted a neutral coloured pumpkin. Could not find anything in Primark, but then randomly on my way home I had to stop by into Tesco to buy milk, and I popped into their little home section and I found exactly what I wanted. This is perfect. So it's just a little wicker pumpkin. This was £2 or £3 if I remember correctly. And the reason I wanted more like neutral and pink coloured Halloween decorations is, in case you can't tell, I live in a tiny London studio. Right now I'm sitting on my bed. Over there is my kitchen. So when it comes to decorating, I try and keep everything quite neutral because, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but my studio is very pink. Like over here I've got a plant which has some pink leaves. I find if I was to just chuck in some random orangey Halloween decorations, it just wouldn't really tie in very nicely with the rest of the decor I've got. Whereas this will carry on nicely into November before I put up my Christmas decorations. So let's go find a spot for this. So I think what we'll do is maybe, what's gonna match nicely, because these are quite silver, like the gold foiling from the White Queen would look really nice together, but then obviously like I just don't want this facing me on my bookshelf. It's a little bit creepy. Charmed, that's just not really that cute either. Maybe Serpent and the Wings of Night. Actually, let me know in the comments what you think. Does Glow look better, or should I switch it out to Serpent and the Wings of Night? Maybe that, right? A little bit more contrast, because I like this would look cute with my Jane Austen books, but then I don't know, does beige against white just kind of lose itself? I don't know. Let me know. I'm kind of stuck. Now that the decorations are up, let's talk about my Halloween / October TBR. Now, one thing you should know about me is I get scared very easily. So actually when it comes to my Halloween reading, I don't want anything too scary. I don't want any thrillers, any gore, anything too suspenseful. My vibes for Halloween is a bit more witchy, magic, atmospheric kind of books. A couple months ago in my last bookish video, I mentioned that I had read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I had loved it. This was my first gothic romantasy, and I'm now obsessed with the genre. So last month I decided to move on to her second duology, because unfortunately book 2 for this doesn't come out for another year. But so last month I read One Dark Window, and now I have moved on to 2 Twisted Crowns. And the reason I'm showing you guys the pictures in this book is because I'm actually reading them on Kindle Unlimited, because I am doing the 90-day free trial. So I will eventually buy the physical copies of the books because I loved the first one so much, and I've already started the second one and I'm really enjoying it. Now, if you haven't read the series, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything from either of the books, but basically we are following the character Elspeth. She lives in a town which is haunted by a spooky mist, which is perfect for Halloween, so eerie, and I just love Rachel Gillig's writing. She is so good at just setting the atmosphere, and she describes everything so well. I find when I'm reading her books, I can just perfectly picture exactly what she's describing, and you really do just feel like you've been picked up out of your world and just dropped straight into hers. And the magic system is magical cards. So basically each card has its own specific type of power attached to it. At a young age, our main character Elspeth accidentally absorbed one of the cards. So she touched it. It was the nightmare card, and the nightmare monster accidentally absorbed into her. So we learn from the beginning of the book that she has voices in her head. So the nightmare, he speaks to her, he gives her power, and it's just like a really interesting kind of dynamic. So obviously Elspeth wants to get the nightmare out of her head, but she also wants to cure the town of this evil kind of mist. There is some romance in this, but I wouldn't call it a romantasy, definitely more a gothic fantasy with romance, which is what I prefer. I don't like books that are too smut. And then the other two books I want to read for October are not exactly Halloween themed, but they are fantasy books because they are from my book club. So first one is for book club on October 12th, and that is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. So I'm sorry I don't have the physical copy to show you guys because I will be borrowing this from my friend next week, but the overview online is: loyalties are tested in this enemies to lovers romantasy following a healer and assassin from enemy sides. They're forced to work together and find the source of two deadly diseases, all while resisting the urge to kill each other and just maybe fall in love. So, I mean, it sounds kind of interesting. To be honest, would I have picked up this book if it wasn't for book club? Probably not, but I feel like that is the benefit, because sometimes the choices are really hyped up book talk books that we're all super excited to read, and then sometimes it's just something a little bit random, something you may not have chosen yourself, and then you're pleasantly surprised and you find a book you really love. So yeah, that is for October 12th book club, and the next one is actually for book club in November, and it's going to be on the 2nd of November. So obviously it means I need to read it in October, and that is, let me double check. Oh yeah, I'm going to say this wrong. Katabasis was already on my TBR. However, I was speaking to one of my clients at work the other day, and I mentioned that this is one of our book club picks, and she said that she tried to read it and then DNF'd it. So now I'm a little bit like, oh, okay, we have very similar tastes in books. So if you didn't like it, now I'm a little bit worried that I won't like it. But again, it's a book club pick. So the novel follows two magicians, doctoral candidates, who must venture into hell to save their thesis advisor in order to get letters of recommendation. I did watch a video by the author and I really enjoyed that interview, so that kind of makes me a little bit more excited to read them. If you have read any of those, let me know what your thoughts were. But anyway, enough yapping. I am starving for lunch, so I'm gonna go eat, and then this evening I really want to do some reading now that I've got my decorations up. So I am also in the mood for something like autumnal sweet treat, and I think I'm gonna walk to Wholefoods because every year they come out with pumpkin pie cakes and they sell them by the slice, and I feel like it's end of September now, surely they have them. I'm gonna hopefully go get a pumpkin pie slice, and then I will see you guys a little bit later.